Marietta Matthews was a young and beautiful girl. Of course she had everything. She was happy in her life. She was living the life of her dream. What more does she want? Her parents supported her for everything and were really proud of her. She had the potential for a bright future, a really bright one. But her so-called boyfriend ruined her life for nothing. No one expected that from his side. He killed her. On that evening, he took the life of two innocent people. Here, in this video, we are going to discuss the murder of Marietta Matthews and her mother, Tamiko Merriweather, who were shot dead by her boyfriend. Make sure to watch until the end of the video, because there is a twist, an unexpected twist. So before we uncover this case, hit subscribe for a front row so that you won't miss out on our crime documentaries and be a part of the adventures. Marietta met Nathan Rashad James, her boyfriend, through a mutual friend. It was actually love at first sight. Both of them started dating by the middle of 2019. Both were going very well, and soon they decided to move in together. And from there starts the toxic love story. Marietta Matthews was born on June 6, 1994, in Dallas, Texas. She was the oldest daughter of Tamiko Merriweather, a nurse, and Michael Matthews, a businessman. She was a very bright and beautiful girl who had a passion for music, dancing, and fashion. She graduated from Skyline High School in 2012, where she was a popular and outgoing student, mainly in academics. She was also involved in many extracurricular activities and received several awards and scholarships. She attended the University of North Texas, where she majored in business administration. She also wanted to start her own fashion line and become an entrepreneur. Later, she graduated from college in 2016 with honors. Marietta's mother, Tamiko Merriweather, a kind and passionate person who always helped others willingly, was born on March 3, 1965 in Atlanta, Georgia. She later moved to Dallas with her family when she was a child. She became a registered nurse and worked at the Parkland Hospital for over 20 years, and also specialized in neon care, which helped her save many lives of premature babies. She was a very good and understanding mother who raised her 3 children with love and care. Both mother and daughter had a strong bond. They even shared many interests. They often spent time together, shopping, watching movies, and trying new cuisine. They had a loving relationship where they shared their personal issues and advice. Marietta loved her mother so much. Nathan, her boyfriend, was born on July 7, 1996, in Houston, Texas. He was the son of Sandra James, who was a single mother who struggled with drug addiction and poverty. Even from an early age, he became involved in gangs and crime and had a history of domestic violence and drug abuse. He also had several arrests and convictions for assault, robbery, and possession of firearms. Marietta's mother was against her relationship with Nathan. She saw him as a dangerous and unstable person who did not deserve her daughter's love. So was he. She tried to convince Marietta to leave him and offered her support and protection. There was also a controversy about Nathan being mentally ill. Tamiko was so scared to let her daughter live with an unstable man. On February 7, 2021, Tamiko decided to visit Marietta at her apartment. She was worried about her daughter's well-being and safety. She of course knew that Marietta was in an abusive and toxic relationship with Nathan, but it was her daughter's decision to stay with him, and her mother, for her happiness, let her go. Tamiko wanted to talk to her daughter face-to-face and persuade her to end her relationship with Nathan. She also wanted to show her love and support for her daughter. She packed some food and clothes for her and drove to her apartment. But little did she know that it was her last day of life. When she arrived at the apartment, she was shocked, really shocked. Nathan was there with a gun in his hand. He had been waiting for her and planned to kill her as revenge for interfering with his relationship with Marietta. Actually, it was unexpected for her. She knew that he had some problems mentally, but this really made her legs tremble. He started to blame Tamiko for causing him problems and trying to take his girlfriend away from him. And suddenly, without any warning, he shot. He shot Tamiko multiple times in the living room without any mercy. He then went to the bedroom where Marietta was sleeping. He woke her up and told her that he had killed her mother. Marietta was shocked, and she started to scream. Without explaining much, he then shot Marietta several times. He wanted to end their lives together because he was obsessed with her and could not bear the idea of losing her or sharing her with anyone else. And here comes the twist. He called 911 and confessed to the murders. He then started to go live on his Instagram page, where he apologized for what he had done and said that he loved Marietta and that he could not live without her. He even showed the dead bodies to the audience. One of Marietta's friends who was watching the live show reported it to the police. They arrived at the crime scene. When he saw the police, he barricaded himself in the apartment and refused to surrender to the police. All of a sudden, the police heard gunshots from inside the apartment. They were a little confused at first. Then they tried to communicate with Nathan, but he did not respond. After several hours of negotiation, they started to have some thoughts, worst thoughts. Soon, the SWAT team entered the apartment, and what they saw there was what they thought. Nathan was found dead. He died from a self-gunshot wound. They also found the bodies of Tamiko and Marietta lying on the floor covered with blood. The police launched an investigation into the case. They collected evidence from the crime scene, such as the gun used by Nathan, his phone, his laptop, his social media accounts, his fingerprints, and his DNA samples. They started having some doubts about the motive of the killer, but only at that time. They found out that Nathan had a history of mental illness and substance abuse and that he had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Police, through investigation and questioning, learned that Nathan had been abusive and violent towards Marietta and that he had threatened to kill her and her mother before. Nathan also had a pregnant girlfriend who was unaware of his relationship with Marietta. That's really sad. The police then confirmed that Nathan's motives for killing Tamiko and Marietta were jealousy, anger, and revenge. They also concluded that Nathan was jealous of Tamiko's relationship with her daughter, that he felt that she was trying to take his girlfriend away from him. Police believed that Nathan was angry at Tamiko for disapproving of his relationship with Marietta and for trying to persuade her to leave him. They also understood that Nathan also wanted to take revenge on interfering with his relationship with Marietta and for causing him problems. Since Nathan hurt himself after killing Tamiko and Marietta, there was no trial or sentencing for him. However, the police did charge him with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They issued a warrant for his arrest and added him to the Texas Department of Public Safety's list of wanted fugitives. Officers then notified his pregnant girlfriend about his death and the murder case of Tamiko and Marietta. This news really shocked his pregnant girlfriend. She didn't expect that from him. The Dallas community people expressed their condolences and sympathy for the victims' families and friends. Tamiko's husband, Michael Matthews, released a statement on behalf of the family. He said that they were devastated by the loss of Tamiko and Marietta, and that they were trying to cope with the tragedy. He also thanked everyone for their prayers and support. He also said that Tamiko was a loving wife, mother, sister, daughter, friend, and nurse who dedicated her life to helping others. He then mentioned that Marietta was a beautiful, smart, talented, and kind-hearted young woman who had a bright future ahead of her. And the interesting part was that he said that they forgave Nathan for what he had done and that they prayed for his soul too. And that wraps up today's content. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and also make sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you won't miss out on our future contents.